must say this, what I found is that it's just like there seems to be a rubbing away of the passion. You know what I mean? I look at people when they came and they put 100% when they came in to do work. I never forget, there's musicians, yeah? You see attitude. I've been in rehearsals when I was a young guy, and when you go into rehearsals, it's serious, yeah? You go into rehearsals now, it's just not serious. It's just like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? The seriousness towards, well, I'm doing this music now. I'm taking this thing serious. It's more serious to look so good on social network. That's more serious than developing their craft. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah. I think that what happened to people is that there just began to be this mix up between, and it's a funny kind of mix up. I don't mean it in a negative way, but there were some people that were really passionate about making music and surviving in the music itself.
Yeah.
And they didn't have enough to make that happen, so they had to go to mainstream sources, and it changed the passion of what the purpose of gospel music was about. And also what changed as well was the way in which choirs happened in church. The worship teams instead of choirs themselves. So that great teaching ground of being able to be in a large group of people and learn harmony. I mean, I remember in church, when some of the guys got saved, most of them from the street, they couldn't sing a note. But when we all started to sing together, and we kept singing together, it just, something magic happened about our sound and their voices. And you got great tenor sections and great alto sections, and some good sopranos. However, when the worship teams came in, and I don't blame Noel Robinson. I'm not, he's been marked as the man who really began to push praise worship teams in our churches, and that was not a negative thing. I think it was just part of our time. But certainly, I think it's very sad about the demise of church choirs, and also just people changing their lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Before, it was just church and going to church and doing what you do. Now, church competes with summer holidays, going to conferences other than your own church. You've got so much choice about life, and it's very, very different. And it's only a few of the denominational churches that really know how to kind of keep that legacy thing going. But the church, the whole way in which church works now is so very different.
Oh, it's 100. Now, here's a question now, yeah? Now, now, one of the events that you've held in the past, yeah? I've always wanted to get this off the chest. I sat down there. I can't remember which one it was, yeah? But I remember, I can't remember if I was in London or Birmingham. I think it could have been the Birmingham one. I can't remember exactly, yeah? But we was doing the show now, and doing the event, and I don't think I was in the panel. I think I might have been in the panel, yeah? And I was next to a pastor guy who complained about the conduct of young gospel artists, yeah? And I sat down there, and afterwards, I took a step back out myself. I says, you know what? If I was actually on it, I would challenge the pastor on his conduct towards, as a church, towards the music, gospel music. It's been slapdash, and we've lost so much talent because of the church's lack of, I don't know if the right word is investment, but within music. You know what I mean? Am I wrong for making that statement, or am I overstepping my mark? Would you say this is church's fault? Not saying church's fault, but would you say I'm wrong?
I wouldn't say you're wrong, and I wouldn't say you're right, because it's such a mix up, because I think that the way in which young musicians, people used to play music in the old days, we got together. Musicians got together across denominations and played together and created music and sounds together. For example, when Paradise came to the fore. Now, when I first met and knew of Paradise, they were a big group. I think more like 11 of them, and they had a brass section in there as well as, you know, the rhythm section and the singers. A really brilliant group, and they actually really worked hard at making a sound for themselves. They had a sound. I don't think that that the music's retained that originality of people who made sounds and who stuck together in the same way. The Premier Gospel Music Awards is coming up quite soon, and you know, there's certain categories that people are having problems to think about. For example, the best gospel group. Now, when was the last time, Roger, that you really saw a real range of actual gospel groups, you know, where you could say, okay, that's Sinai, and that's I was gonna Clarity, and that's
Rem and Nicole, and you know, and sis, it's them awards, yeah, and it's no offense to the awards. Premier, do your thing, man, keep on doing it, it's fantastic, yeah. But them awards, yeah, I'm like, are you for real when I play some of the music, yeah? It's just like, are you? And it's not the Premier Gospels Award, but like you said, when you really look at it, where is it? You know, where before I could go to a concert and there's 10 artists on the night, yeah, and you could say 6, 7 of them are absolute quality, yeah, and you sit there going,